Hello everyone, my name is Nee. Welcome to Easy Academy. Today we're talking about finding area and perimeter of a rectangle. Let's get started. First of all, let's talk about what is a rectangle. A rectangle is a polygon and a quadrilateral. It is a closed two-dimensional shape with four sides, four right angles, four vertices, and two equal diagonals. Let's look at the rectangle on the right side. We have rectangle A, B, C, D. We have four sides, AB, BC, CD, and DA. Two equal diagonals, which are DB and CA. We have four right angles measured to 90 degrees, which is angle A, angle B, angle C, and angle D. The opposite sides of a rectangle are equal and parallel to each other. So in this case, we will have AD is parallel with BC, and they are equal. AB will parallel with DC, and they're equal. And finally, the sum of all interior angles is 360 degrees. So next, let's talk about area of a rectangle. The area of a rectangle is the number of unit squares that can fit into a rectangle. If you look at the picture on the right side, if we count all of the little square in that rectangle, and it's going to be 12. So we can say the area of this rectangle is 12 inches square. So we come up with the formula: area of rectangle is equal to length times width. Length is the shorter side, and the width is the, oh, I'm sorry. Length is the longer side, width is the shorter side. And remember, the unit of area is unit to the power of 2, or in another word, it's a square unit. Okay, let's get into details. There are 3 steps to find area of a rectangle. Okay, we have the general formula: area equals length times width to the unit square. Step 1, we note down the dimensions of length and width of the rectangle. So we need to know the length and the width. Make sure all of the measurements are in the same unit. If we have different units, then we need to convert them into one unit. Step 2 is to find the product of the length and width, which is multiply them together. And finally, we give the answer in square units. Okay, a little note: the unit of the area of a rectangle is expressed in square units. For example, is like centimeter square, meter square, or inches squared. Finding area of a rectangle. So let's look at this example. Find the area of the rectangle whose length is 10 inches and the width is 2 yards. Oh, so now look at the units. Do you notice anything? We have inches and we have yards. They're different. They're not in one, they're not the same. So we can only do any calculation when the units are the same. So whether you convert inches to yards or you convert yards to inches. So I have a converter. 1 yard is equal to 36 inches. So if I have 2 yards, so it's going to be 72 inches. Let's draw our rectangle. So our rectangle has the length, which is the longer side, is 10 inches. And this width is going to be 2 yards, but we already converted, so it's going to be 72 inches. Okay. We have our formula. Area of rectangle is equal to length times width. Area is equal to 10 inches times width, which is 72 inches. And the area is going to be 720 inches squared. Okay, so that is our final answer. Remember, it's a square unit. Okay, let's get started with the perimeter of a rectangle. The perimeter of a rectangle is the total distance of its outer boundary. So we have the formula is 2 times to the sum of length and width. So if you look at the little picture on the right, if we start at the starting point, we go all the way around the rectangle. So that is the perimeter. It's a total boundary distance of a shape. Okay, so again, we have 3 simple steps to find perimeter of a rectangle. Step 1, we need to have the length and the width. Make sure they are in the same unit. Step 2, substitute the values of length and width into the formula. And finally, we solve the equation. We find the perimeter of the rectangle. And units of perimeter of a rectangle is expressed in units to the power of 1. For example, centimeter, meter, inches, kilometer, so on. So only area is, the unit of area is square unit, the unit to the second power. But perimeter is the unit in units to the power of 1. Okay, let's look at the example number 1. Find the perimeter of a rectangle whose sides are 12 centimeter and 8 centimeter. Okay, let's draw a rectangle. So I have a rectangle with the size are 12 centimeter and 8 centimeters. So the longer one is going to be the length and the shorter one is going to be the width. So this is length is going to be 12 centimeter and the width is going to be 8 centimeter. We're finding perimeter. So P of rectangle is equal to 2 times length plus width. So P is going to be 2 times 12 centimeter plus 8 centimeter. P is equal to 2 times, we add 12 to 8 is going to be 20. So 20 centimeter. P equals to 2 times 20 centimeter is going to be 40 centimeter. So our final answer is the perimeter of this rectangle is going to be 40 centimeter. Let's look at what we can take away from the lessons today. First is the formula how to calculate an area of rectangle is equal to length times width. And the units is square unit. Second, perimeter of a rectangle is equal to times the the sum of length and width. And that is all for the lesson today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.